Hi, this is Cass from Aussie Cass Plays, and welcome to part 23 of my Criminal Empire Challenge. So the kids are at school, but I thought that in the meantime, because I was thinking for this part, I might have Jason invite Cassidy out to the movies and see how it goes. Those little cuties. But I thought I'd talk you through some changes to the house. Because it's rebate day, Lily put a major guilt trip on Alex, and because her mansion baron aspiration, she was sitting at about 160,000 for the house value, and she wanted the house to be worth 200,000. So I blew 40,000 simoleons on stuff. I mean, to be fair, some of it was like we still had a really cheap fridge and a pretty average oven. Their bed was not great. So I have upgraded a few things. I should just assign this now. And I also replaced some of the other beds upstairs as well. So Ashley's has been replaced. I couldn't get... The only thing is that this room had been accessorized to match her previous bed, and there wasn't something quite so perfect. His bed's the same. I did replace Jason's to upgrade it to make it the same quality as Zane's. Yeah, she's in a good mood. She's going to make a donation to charity. She's feeling really happy because she's loving the house that she's in, but she can't shake the thought that there's something going on with Alex. Like in the last part, you'll remember we ended with Lily discovering, going through the finances, possibly because she was partly planning this big splurge on sale day. She discovered that not only had Alex bought Nadia and Hugh a house, which, because Hugh's involved, she doesn't think that much of, but she discovered that Alex had been making regular and pretty large payments to Jenny. So she's been stewing over this thought, and it was probably part of what motivated her to like hit Alex up to buy a heap of stuff, as well as upgrading the appliances and beds. We also got a heap of pictures. So this picture is from the new pack. This new pack, the Paranormal pack, the Build and Buy, and the Cass are amazing. If you're the kind of person who buys a pack on sale, you know, if you're not up for the gameplay, but you are considering it for other things, I would recommend this pack. Like this beautiful little pot here is from that. A little palm tree that I popped over here. This is from the Paranormal pack. I didn't put the picture of Guidry in just because it didn't fit the vibe. I've added like a expensive wine kind of... Do they call that a wine cellar even though it hangs on the wall? I have a feeling they do. So I added that, you know, like basically we've got some fancy upgrades. I added the little cow plant and like this cute little thing. Oh, look, we can see the kids in the mirror. I've noticed the walls don't appear in the mirror. What's that all about? Just, you know, when they fixed it so that, because the walls are up, when they fixed it so that, I think it was the doors. No, the walls don't appear. I'm just saying, it's a bit weird. Oh, honey, you were supposed to go out on a date. Oh. I mean, I guess he could have, like, a power nap. And then we'll have him go out on a date. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, Addison has finished her aspiration. So based on I want her to finish her aspiration before she ages up to a teen, we could age her up. We may do it in this part. In the meantime, I'm going to put her on mental. I made a list of things I was supposed to tell you guys. Oh, that's the other thing. Do you remember in the last part how Zane made friends with someone at school named Lottie? She came over and they hooked up. Yeah, this little cutie named Lottie, who I did capitalize her name because for some reason it had generated with a lowercase L. They had a moment. Obviously, you can see the romance isn't like super high or anything. Now, I don't have teen pregnancy enabled in my game, so presumably either they did not woohoo when they were fooling around or they were careful. They're not a couple. They just woohooed. All right, you guys, Jason had enough sleep that I was willing to have him leave the house. In hindsight, I probably should have just bought him a sleep replacement potion, but he's brought Cassidy to the movie theater. This is like, if you search for cinema on the gallery, it's like one of the top 2 most popular items. So, you know, it's pretty easy to find. Jason's really hungry though. So I'm thinking that I'm going to have them like say hi to each other, but then maybe go inside and get some popcorn. Hey, Cassidy. And she's like, hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm really hungry. You're hungry? Actually, can I have them get popcorn together? I have literally never used deliberately used the popcorn maker or the And I've never used the ice cream machine. I did have the popcorn maker in my asylum challenge. We're going to say he's ordering the popcorn from the counter, but obviously that's not a thing you can do. Actually, I wanted him to get changed. I put him in the new one of his outfits. The shirt is from the new pack. And I feel like this is totally his vibe. Like, a lot of the patterns are very 70s, and he's not quite that vibe, but the kind of half-tucked, like, trying to be formal but not, you know, I think that's him. He's like, hey, do you like my new shirt? And she's like, yeah, it's good. And this girl's sitting here being very awkwardly part of the conversation. I'm going to have him brag about partying. The reason he's doing that, I think, is he's feeling a bit insecure based on Zane's bragging about hooking up with Lottie. He's like, but, oh, is it done? Is it done? Let's grab a serving together. Maya, stop. Just before he left, Maya tried to get in touch with Alex, who's at work, to say, hey, Dad, I miss you, come hang out. And my heart broke for her a little bit, I'm just saying. So they're going to get their popcorn, and then they're going to go in to see the movie. So we've got a huge screen in here. We're going to watch... I think he might go for a horror movie based on the whole then you get to, like, comfort the girl kind of vibe. I feel like he might be misreading Cassidy a little, I'm not going to lie. But look how cute is this. They are super cute. Look, they're even eating in sync with one another. That kind of movie, is it? She's laughing. And he's like, ah! Oh, dude, don't rub your nose. Haven't you heard there's a pandemic on? That would explain the lack of a crowd in this cinema. Either that or this is just a really, really bad movie. So what's going on? There's zombies. There's a girl with little plaits. She's very cute. Oh, hello. It's all right, Buffy's here. Buffy's had her hair dyed. Now Buffy's like, come dance with me. Oh no! They've been hypnotized by her mad Buffy dance skills. It's thriller night. Cassidy's like, can we go now? I think he's going to... I don't think he'll boast about messing around. I think that's more Zane's style. We'll ask about someone from school. Oh, I guess he can ask about Lottie because they all go to the same school. It's like, hey, do you know Lottie? Yeah. My brother's been saying some stuff about her. She's like, I like Lottie. Where are you going, Cassidy? She's like, yeah, you know, I like Lottie and your brother's a jerk. And he's like, I know. So the movie was okay. I don't think it drove her into his arms in the way he may have liked. But that's okay. All right. I feel like, you know, it's after midnight and he definitely would be like, yeah, okay, I should probably make sure she gets home safely. So she's like, well, I should probably head off. And he's like, well, you know, do you want me to, like, walk you home or anything? She's like, nah, it's fine. I live the opposite direction from you, so it's fine. He's like, are you sure? I'm fine. You know, I'll call an Uber or catch the bus or whatever. It's fine. So he will be like, okay, well, I mean, that's fair enough. So I'm going to have him attempt to flirt with her. I should actually check that she's single. Oh, it really means a lot that you make time for me. Jason feels that he's growing closer to Cassidy. I was hoping it'd be the other way around, honestly. Did he flirt with her? I didn't see how it went. Let's reveal our crush. She is still single. That's probably a thing I should have confirmed before I had him reveal his crush to her. He's like, oh, she nodded and then yawned. Okay, I mean, you know, it's very cute. All right, I'm going to have him say goodnight to her and then he's going to head home. So I just had Jason get home and it gave me a message that Zane's completed his aspiration. I had put him on the fabulously wealthy aspiration and it obviously ticked off the 50,000 in reserve before I spent all that money. But the money that Alex earned must have been enough to push him over. So given what happened with Lottie, I'm thinking I'm going to put him on the serial romantic aspiration. And I also bought him the Great Kisser reward trait. Because I think, you know, oh, hey, Alex is just waiting at the door. Like, where have you been, son? Why are you out so late? A bit suspicious. And Alex is like, oh, I went out to a movie with my, with a friend from school. And he's like, is this friend a girl? Yeah, the friend's a girl, but is she your girlfriend? Well, not yet, but, you know, maybe one day. And Alex is like, high five, son. Yeah! So Jason and Addison have gone to school, but Zane has managed to convince his mum to let him take the day off. So it turns out his low-key bragging about what happened with Lottie resulted in a little bit of backlash, and he was like, I'm not avoiding the situation, I just want to take a day off to let the heat go out of it. Of course, he's pitching it to his mum, as in he's had his heart broken by a girl, and he just needs a little bit of time to recover. So she's giving him a little bit of a pep talk about, you know, oh, relationships can be really, really hard, and, you know, I understand that avoidance might seem like a good idea, but it's not, and you need to confront problems, which is all very ironic coming from her. And the thing is, he actually knows that. I think they just got that one and she was adoring yesterday, but they've got a couple of sentiments. They're getting on really well, and he's knowing full well that his dad is a cheater. Ooh. I've been working for that for so long. Aspiration complete. Through a lot of sweat and tears, Ashley has finally achieved her dream of becoming a true bodybuilder. She will now live longer, which is annoying when you're playing generational gameplay because the elders with that trait live for freaking ever. Anyway, she has done it. I finally was like, because she was doing the treadmill and jogging and wasn't quite getting there. So I was like, I'll buy one of these like strength machines, and there you go. Magic has happened. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm just going to distract myself from the story I'm trying to tell for a second by switching her to a new aspiration. I'll spend her points later. I don't know what to put her on is the only thing. Because, I mean, she is materialistic, but I already have 2 Sims on this. Yeah, I could put her on family. I mean, she is very family motivated. But I think all of the family ones are like, these ones you need to have kids. I don't think that there's a family one that you don't have a child in. And she's family oriented towards her brother and his wife and kids rather than wanting kids of her own. She's not into Chief of Mischief. She's actually a hard one. I mean, I could put her on the food aspiration. That's like relates to her whole healthy living food type thing. So that's awesome. I'm really proud of her. Anyway, what was I doing? So he's apparently being mean to her now. So that's a bit rude. These guys are meant to be bonding. I turn away for 2 seconds and they have a fight. Lily's actually going to mention Jenny. She, you know, talking to Zane about how sometimes you just have to trust your partner, and she used to be worried about Jenny, and then she met Jenny and really liked her, and now she doesn't think she needs to be worried anymore, and it's taught her a lesson. And she's kind of pausing, and Zane's like, did it? Mum, are you okay? And she's like, well, I mean, I'm sure it's nothing. She works for your father, and I mean, it makes sense that he'd be giving her money because he, you know, they work together. And Zane's like, look, you know I love Dad, and you know I love you, and I don't want to say anything that would upset you, but I don't know, Mum. I don't know. I think Dad, I don't know. And he's sort of not saying anything, but he's like hinting that she might be correct. I'm just a little bit down, Zane. Thanks for checking on me. He's like, well, why don't we go and see Jenny? You could ask her. And she's like, well, I could just ask your father. Now, of course, Ashley chooses that exact moment to walk in and join the conversation. Ashley's like, well, what are you guys talking about? I heard Jenny's name. And Lily's just saying, oh, it's nothing. And Zane's like, Mum's just saying that she thinks that maybe Dad, you know, might have had a thing with Jenny at some point. And Ashley's whole face kind of shuts down because this is a real conflict for her because she's really good friends with Lily and really disapproves of what Alex did, but she also loves her brother. She's always loved her brother and has always backed him up for her whole entire life through every adversity. So she kind of just freezes and is like, you're so much fun to be around, Lily, and why would Alex cheat on you like that? And Lily's like, yeah, I don't know. Why would Alex be giving Jenny money? And Ashley's like, well, because, you know, she's done stuff for the gang, I guess. And Lily's like, well, don't you know? Now, I'm going to have to send Lily to the bathroom because she is otherwise going to wet herself. But Lily's like, well, what has Jenny done for the gang? And Ashley hasn't actually compared stories with Alex on this subject. So she's like, I mean, I don't know. So Lily's like, yeah, I'll be back in a minute. So she's gone off to have a quiet think to herself in the toilet. And she's thinking to herself, Ashley knows everything about that business. So that's super, super suspicious that Ashley doesn't know what Jenny's been doing. Ashley's saying to Zane, look, can you not talk about Jenny to your mum? You know, just leave it, Zane. And Zane's like, look, I know Dad cheated with her. I heard him tell you that he loved her, and you know it too. And I don't feel okay that we're lying to Mum about this. It's not okay. Now she's like, yeah, I know, I get it. But I feel like if anyone is going to tell your mum, it should be your dad. And Zane's like, well, do you think that is ever going to happen? Like, when would that ever happen? All right, Alex is just woken up. Obviously working nights, he's been asleep. But it's now 1 PM, so it's time for him to wake up. So these guys are having an argument about the ethics of it and whether or not they should tell Lily the truth. Zane's like, well, maybe I need to tell Dad that he needs to do it. He's going to come in here and I'm actually going to have him basically go in and straight away get stuck into his dad. So he's like, Dad, we need to talk. You need to tell Mum the truth. Now, I actually don't know where she is, okay? She's currently in the kitchen. If you don't tell Mum, I'm going to. She's, like, really upset with you, and she thinks you've been cheating on her, and, you know, I know you did, and so does Ashley, and if you don't tell her, I'm going to. So, I'm sick of contemplating whether or not I should do it, so I'm giving you the option to do it, and if you don't do it, I'm going to do it. And his dad's, like, threatening to put him in jail or something. I don't quite know. It's like, it's not all fun and games, Dad. And he's like, well, you're putting my relationship with your mother in the trash. How dare you threaten to shout my news to the world? Clock's ticking, Dad. Tell her. So, you know, this is going really, really well. Oh, this relationship's plummeting. Acquaintances and father. Now, he's feeling angry because he'd lost the argument. Damn right he did. So, Zane, in righteous indignation... Oh, the toilet's broken. Zane, in righteous indignation, is going to go angrily brush his teeth, and I'm going to get her to repair that. He's come in to watch TV. He's clearly in a foul mood. And she's like, honey, what's going on? Oh, the other kids are home. This is going to get really complicated now. So she's going to discuss his angry mood, be like, what's going on, Alex? And he's like, oh, Zane's being a jerk. And Zane just came in and was like, am I, Dad? Am I really being a jerk? I'm going to sit here and watch this conversation. Oh, she's talking about divorce. Oh my God. She's trying to joke with him about it. He does not look pleased. Zane's literally just sitting there to pressure his dad. And his dad's like, okay, fine, all right. Turns to Zane and says, all right, fine, I'll do it. And then he's like, honey, we need to talk. Lily, of course, is like terrified by this. Now, where's a good spot I can have them sit? I'm going to have them sit in here together. I'm going to actually lock this door for everyone but Alex and Lily. I probably should have done that a long time ago, honestly, because no one else has any need to come in here. He's going to start by giving her a kiss. He's like, babe, you know I love you, but when... Oh, Jason's checking on Ashley because she knows something's going on, and like they just got a comfortably compatible lifestyles. She just got a sentiment to him from that kiss. This is breaking my heart, you guys. Now I'm gonna have to do this as mean interactions, I think, because there's no like reveal you had an affair type option. Do you know what I mean? So they're going to have a deep conversation. He's going to be like, I love you. You're the only one for me. And she's like, but what? So he's like, look, when I was younger, I made some really bad decisions. She's like, what do you mean? He's like, look, I'm not proud of it. I don't like what I did. What did you do, Alex? You cheated on me, didn't you? He's like, yeah, I did. And in both cases, she's like, what do you mean both cases? One of them was Jenny, right? And he's like, yeah, I had like a one-night stand with Jenny. Okay, that's a lie. I had a one-night stand with Jenny. I was drunk. It was a really dumb decision. Alex, get your butt back here. He's saying, look, I was drunk. It was really dumb. I had a one-night stand a couple of times with a couple of different chicks. And I guess I was just super virile back then because, like, they both got pregnant. She's like, you're telling me that you have other children? You know, did they keep the babies? And he's like, yeah, they kept the babies. I mean, you know, that's... What other choice is there in The Sims? So, yes, I do have other kids, but I realised when they both told me they were pregnant, and this happened all pretty close together, I realised what a horrible mistake I'd made, and I completely turned my life around. And she's like, look, I can't believe that you have been lying to me. You've been paying her child support, haven't you? She's going to criticise his woohoo techniques. Now, these guys have started queuing their own mean interactions as well, so hopefully none of them are divorced, because, oh my God. She's feeling super playful and adoring somebody nearby and feeling smitten. She's saddened. This has gotten rid of all of her other sentiments, but it has the effects of the old sentiments, like the moodlets haven't expired. So she was feeling flirty, and I guess that physical effect is still on her. But then she thinks Alex is basic looking. I think when I had to reset my cache when I was troubleshooting the issues I was having with the mod conflict, the one that I had to remove the aspirations for. And I feel like some of these things have reset because I don't think she used to think he was basic looking. But yes, so this sentiment, hurt sentiment, it's disappointing to see a rift in this once strong relationship. Lily wishes things were different. She wonders if Alex feels the same way. So she's really quite upset with him. Like, obviously, not a great thing for the relationship, especially because to win this challenge, I need them to have a perfect relationship. We've got some work to do. But I think that this has been coming for a while. Now Dale's texting him like, I miss you. And she's like, is that one of your girlfriends? He's like, no, it's my brother. So I'm going to have these guys argue a bit more. And now Addison's checking in on Ashley. Everyone's like, Ashley, are you okay? Everyone, and he's drunk. Jason's gone to go get drunk on the swings. Oh my God. He's telling Lily basically, look, full disclosure, I have 2 daughters. Jenny has a little girl named Maya who is a little bit younger than Addison. And, you know, Giovanna. And she's like, yeah, you mean Nadia's kid? Did you have an affair with Nadia? Did you cheat on on me with Ashley's girlfriend? He's like, no. Giovanna's not related to Nadia. Nadia's mum didn't want her, and I couldn't just... like I said, it was a one-night stand, and I was an idiot, and I shouldn't have done it, and she was clearly a bad person. She's not in my life at all. I'm not paying child support to her, but Nadia agreed to take Giovanna in rather than let her go into foster care. And Lily's like, well, Nadia's clearly a good person, isn't she? It's like, yeah, she is. Well, you know, you, on the other hand, can just... I'm going to have her brush him off. Oh my God, look how much it's gone down. They've gone down to lovebirds. Okay. Right. So she's no-win scenario and argument loser. Well, I disagree. He's having an aggravating conversation, doesn't understand, and is in a no-win scenario, and he's furious. You're not allowed to die, Alex. I'd lose the challenge. I think I'm going to end this part here, you guys. Obviously, we had a nice little date with Jason and Cassidy, but then it all went a bit wrong. Alex, I think, he's feeling super stressed and angry, but it's like defensive anger, and I actually think he knows he did the wrong thing. So he's going to take a cold shower and do an angry poo, just because I don't want his anger to get any bigger. But he's gone to have a thing. The thing is, he knows Lily's right. What he did was wrong. And he's tried to do the right thing by the kids and by Jenny. And he broke off with Jenny ages ago. But he obviously realizes he's made a terrible mistake and has really kind of damaged his relationship with Lily. Now, she's also feeling bitter because she's been neglected by a workaholic. Lily blames Alex for always putting work first and letting their relationship deteriorate. He's regretting some of his life choices and will let him maybe try and make it up to Lily later, but he needs some time to calm down, and so does she. I frankly need that to expire so that this moodlet can take over. So I'm going to end this part here, like I said. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any sort of suggestions or anything, I would love to hear them. If you have enjoyed, please like and subscribe. You know the drill. Don't forget to wash your hands. I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.